The first bird here is a hair-crested drongo, I believe, having a good drink. And here a greater corkle, or is it kulkal? I believe I may pronounce that one incorrectly. Please leave a comment if that is the case, or if I get the ID wrong on any of these birds. By no means a bird expert. This appears to be an immature greater racket-tailed drongo. Puff-throated babblers, regular visitors almost every day, I should think. I had hits on those on the cameras. And look at this. What a surprise. A shikra, a male. Absolutely gorgeous. What a bird. I frequently see them on the land, but it didn't occur to me that one would actually come down to drink and bathe here. You can see the date down at the bottom of the picture, but it's got that ridiculous format of month, day, year. So this is now April, and you can also see the time. Most of the action happens in the afternoon. Very interesting and very useful data for me, because I plan to build a hide where you can see that black netting at the top left hand corner, and judging from these clips, around about 90% of the action seem to happen after 12 o'clock. So I will certainly mostly be coming to sit here in the afternoons. White-rumped Shama. This one and its partner appeared to think that they owned this pool right from the start, and I frequently saw them at the beginning trying to bully some of the other smaller birds. And I hope I'm right in saying that was a pinstripe tit babbler. Bulbuls, of course, regular visitors, striped-throated, black-crested. And again, I think these are pinstripe tit babblers, and they're a tiger flycatcher, I think, on the left side. Again, if anybody can confirm that, I'd really appreciate it. And at the back, a tailor bird. the Shama keeping the flycatcher out of the pool. I actually had a bigger problem with a pair of these at another pool that we made, turtle pool, where they really did go after some of the other birds, including pitters, quite amazingly. Anyway, the flycatcher manages to get in the end. As I said, bulbuls frequently visited, black-crested there, and we've got striped-throated in the water. 4 different species of bulbul came frequently, but hang around for a very interesting 5th species that turned up later on in May, and that was really fascinating for me that I got that species here. Again, a little tailor bird at the back. Possibly a common one, this one with the longer tail. Just look at the sheen on the plumage of these drongos. Absolutely gorgeous. I've moved the camera around now, as you can see. It's now positioned closer to the pool, so we can get a bit of a closer look at the birds. It does mean that the water is right at the bottom of the picture. Sorry about that. I've attached the camera directly to a tree, and this was the best angle I could get. The light is a little bit harsh at this point. I spent a long time looking for a suitable location for this pool, and I quite like this spot. It is mostly in broken shade. I've noticed that in some of the hides at Gengrajan, light is an issue for me because they tend to be under quite heavy canopy. So I tried to find a location that was open, but that wouldn't have too much harsh direct sunlight. Here we see a lot of the smaller birds coming together. That's often something that I notice happens. It's almost as though if one or two go down, then several of the other smaller varieties will get confidence and follow. And now sooty-headed baubles. I see that this variety has been split possibly into a northern and a southern variety, with the most obvious difference being the color of the vent. We can see this one in the foreground clearly has orange there, an orange-red color, but I'm pretty sure I saw some of them have yellow, which is the other variety, subspecies, species. I'm not sure what the status is, but we appear to have both types coming here in this group. There are racket-tailed tree pie, of course, at the background there. Gorgeous bird as well. Often appears to be black in certain lights, but in the right light you will see there's a lovely green sheen on that plumage. There's a striped-throated bulbul in the foreground there with the yellow throat. You can see it's quite hot. The temperature on the camera is saying 45 degrees centigrade. It won't be that hot. I believe the metal box surrounding the camera is probably absorbing a bit of extra heat, but it will be around about 40. We do get 40, 41, 42. I think I recorded this year at this time of year in May. And a black-naped monarch there, perched on the branch, ready to dive bomb the water. It won't stand in the water as these bulbuls are, and so with the bulbul in the way, it won't be able to get in for a bath just yet. And actually this has made me realize I need to make this pool somewhat bigger. And here we are now, a greater racket-tailed drongo in full regalia this time, with those outrageous appendages. I have only provided the water here for this pool. We have a tank away to the right hand side, which we top up using another water tank on the back of a pickup, which is able to get to this point in the land. I know most other bird hides provide food as well for the birds, and I'm still thinking whether I'm going to do that or not in the future. But as we can see, just this little bit of water right through the hot, dry season is just so valuable for these birds. And not just birds too. If you've seen the other clip on mammals, you will see that I had many mammals coming here to drink. It is now 21st of October. Tomorrow I will be going back to the land to work on this pool. We're going to make it bigger. This was just an experiment, and we will also make a larger, deeper pool closer to where the camera is now, in the foreground of those large boulders, hoping to attract more in the way of mammals. And then away to the left, where you saw the black netting earlier, I plan to make a permanent structure as a hide so that I can sit in there comfortably. I have sat there a couple of times and was ravaged by mosquitoes, so I'm planning to make it as an actual hide. Oh, look at this puff-throated babbler here. It's called itself a moth. It won't eat the wings, of course, but maybe just taking the head or part of the body there. Ah, and it's got something else as well. What a lovely little bird this is. Always busy, always on the go. And a call as well that is out of proportion to its body size. And talk about body size here. Clearly, size matters when it comes to who gets to take the bath. I love the light here, as so often. I've been very, very pleased by how this has turned out. This is mid-afternoon, as you can see, 2:30, very warm, 5th of May. So basically, here in Thailand, we will have rain from June through to October, and then November right through to May, it will get drier and drier and hotter. And so I'm hoping for a good 6 months at least when these water pools could attract birds. Something very dinosaur-like about these birds. Hardly surprising, given their heritage. Well, the babblers and bulbul seem to be able to share the pool quite amicably. Very distinctive and raucous call from the tree pies. Here another little tailor bird, frequent visitor as well. That was lovely to see some of the smaller birds coming in. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get anything such as quails or button quails. I know I have a lot of the button quails on the land. I frequently see them when I'm driving the tractor to cut the grass. Nice comparison here between the tree pies on the left and that hair-crested drongo on the right. Look at the light shining off the plumage of that drongo. So as I said, this pool appears to be too small. It was just an experiment. Given the incredible success of this pool, we will be, over the next couple of weeks, remaking this one and another one, a larger one just further back closer to where the camera is positioned. And the shikara is back. I'm assuming it's the same one. It may not be, of course. I frequently see them on the land. Interesting that I didn't get the female. I think we had a male 4 or 5 times during this camera trapping session. And then my favorite bird of all that we've captured here, absolutely gorgeous white-browed scimitar babbler. Really thrilled about this. That was a visit in the morning, but there will be another one to come. Yes, great to see this data of the time on the bottom of the camera. Unfortunately, this camera has developed several faults. It's still quite new. I only got it earlier this year, Browning, that a friend brought over from the States, and the timestamp has stopped working. The monitor has stopped working on the front. The camera still records, but the data is incorrect, which is a real shame. I'm kind of loath to send it back because I don't know how much that will cost to send it and how long I won't have the camera for. Anyway, the white-browed scimitar babbler is back, and I'm thrilled to see how chill it seems to be. When I've filmed them at the bird hides at Gengrajan and other places, they seem to be very, very flighty, just in and out very quickly. But this one is spending its time having a good long drink. As I was saying before, I was also hoping for something like a green magpie. That would just be absolutely wonderful. At the other pool that we made, we got both greater and lesser necklace laughing thrush, but no white crested, although I have seen them on the land in this area. Again, tailor bird. Have a close look at the eye of the racket-tailed tree pie. Gorgeous blue eye in this bird. And the shikra again. A morning visit this time. And I wonder if they come to drink after they've made a kill with these birds of prey. You will notice that there is not a single other bird to be seen in the picture when the shikra comes. While watching this, I'm getting so excited. Now I just can't wait to get that hide built on the side and get in there with my proper camera. I have a Sony A1 these days with a nice telephoto lens, and that can record in 8K, which is just gorgeous. And hopefully then I'll be able to make some clips of the wildlife that I'm able to film from that hide. As I said, we'll make a deeper, larger pool just behind this one, and hopefully attract mammals to that. If we are getting mammals coming at night, especially the civets, then I'll look to setting up some lights as well on that hide and seeing if I can acclimate the wildlife to that. They'll need to be powered by solar because we don't have electricity here at this point on the land. I haven't included it, but at one point during this camera trapping session, there was a nice copperhead racer up in the top right hand corner hunting around that bamboo up there, but it was very small in the picture. And actually I am a little surprised and somewhat disappointed that we didn't get any snakes coming down to drink in front of the camera. I wonder if we actually did and they just didn't trigger the camera. I'm not sure. Once again, sooty-headed bulbuls, trying to look very closely at those vents to see if we do have the two different color forms here. We are in the zone very, very nicely. It's one of the great features here, Tongpapum in Kanchanaburi province, where we might well have the southernmost limit of some northern species and the northernmost limit of some southern species. So it's possible that we get a certain amount of crossover here. And here we are, the fifth species of bulbul that I mentioned earlier, Ocraceus bulbul, and I thought I saw this on the land previously, mentioned it to some birdwatching experts that I know, but they really wanted me to get some film or photographs to be sure, because this is right at the northern tip of its known range. Disturbed by a green-billed malcoa there. What a gorgeous bird. And the Ocraceus bulbul is back. Absolutely thrilled that I got some camera trap footage of this one, as I'd failed to get a photograph with my regular camera. And once again we see the light catching on the plumage of this drongo. I hope I'm right in saying that this is a hair-crested drongo. Initially I was very confused and wasn't sure whether it might be a crow-billed drongo, but I don't think so. I think I've got the right ID now. Please let me know, though, if I've made a blunder. Now I got a real problem here, 13th of May, and you can see that little tree starting to grow on the left-hand side. That's Chongko in Thai. I don't know the name in English. And it grew very quickly and started to trigger the camera continuously. And from this point onwards, I got about 500 or 600 clips recorded, not from wildlife, but from that tree moving. But there were so many that coincidentally, there was quite often a bird in the shot as well. And in fact, that's how I got the clips of the snake moving in the background that I mentioned. But in this case, we do have a bird, and it's a blue-winged pitter. Absolutely fantastic. And a pair of blue-winged pitters made a nest just to the left of this pool on the ground in the following month in June. And as it goes out of shot, you will hear the call of its partner. But unfortunately, the chicks were eaten by something when they were only about a week old. That's a very frequent occurrence, apparently, with these ground nesting pitters. Well, this is the 16th of May. Green-billed Malkoa coming back in there on the left. And I think this is the last day, or maybe there's just 1 or 2 more days before I collected this camera in to see what I'd got. And here's something different right at the end of this session. Yellow-bellied warbler, I believe. Busy little bird. And a very vocal puff-throated babbler just to finish off this clip from Rocky Pool.